Yo, check out this first drawing I made in Rec Room. You know, I was playing an RP game and they had a like whiteboard. This is the most shittiest drawing I've ever done. But enough of that. Enough of that. It's a sequel, baby. Yeah. We're doing Talking Part fucking 2. And this time it's about happy stuff, or at least somewhat less depressing stuff and awful shit. Hello, my name is Markiplier, and I'm officially back. Yes! Yes! Yeah! I apologize for that. I got a big, that's all, folks. Sorry, I'm just getting excited. But yeah, let's talk about my friends. Really cool people. Some people may know these channels. Some people don't. I can't do this shit anymore. But yeah, let's start off with one of my best friends, who I've mentioned a couple times. Let's see. Oh yeah, Sonic XN77. If you don't know him, he's gonna be reaching 1,000 subscribers this year. So yeah, cool. But yeah, he's basically a Sonic fan that likes comedy, you know, and doesn't like pedophiles. Yeah, he has the same amount of comedy as I do. Was that even English? He has the same amount of comedy as. Okay, what is this English? That's why I gotta be. That's why I be reading scripts, Otherwise, we just do this shit. He's funny, okay, and I have the honor of being on the channel at least like once or twice. It's gonna be more stuff, right? Yeah. He's got a little thing going inside Dimensions. I'm very excited for that. The Forces dub. I'm being a part of that. But yeah, it might as well explain some things that he didn't really get the chance to explain. But yeah. Now, if you're a Sonic XN77 fan, you likely know of the Sonic Forces dub trailer, which featured his immaculate gadget, the wolf voice. Actually, I'm whipping and lashing these hollows. Yeah. But, what was I gonna say? All right. So the Infinite voice actor, right? Oh boy. So let's go over the voice cast, right? So, of course, we got Nat as, Charmy and other characters, some other voice casted, just in the description of, in the description of Sonic XN's channel, Now, I voice, Chaos Zero in that trailer, right? Now, here's a funny thing, right? You know who the Infinite voice actor was at the time? If we're mentioning that, we gotta mention who we mentioned last time. That's right, it was fucking Deadpool! Yeah, this was before all that shit went down. Yeah, so that's kind of why it got privatized. It's not there anymore. Also, the podcast video, yeah, that was actually my first debut in the fucking channel. Was, for the trailer of that, but, well, he lost the recording. And also, Deadpool's a piece of shit. So, yeah, that also got privated. Hell, the original version of Forces, right? Yeah, he was a prominent character. He was gonna be voicing Espio in the most racist Chinese voice ever. Or is it Japanese? I don't know. Why am I doing this? What is this bit? Like, what was that anyway? So, yeah. So that's explanation for you guys. It is coming out. It is coming out. You know, just give him some time. Oh yeah. The Christmas video featuring Mario and shit. Not the newest one. Like the before one where Silver had a supernova. You know so there's a voice actor, right, that used to be friends with Sonic XN, right? Yeah, he was on the episode Marek. It's kind of been an off and on situation. Yeah, he's also a fucked up individual. Yeah, so that I kind of replaced Mario for that one, and then I learned that you know, he said that I was an awful voice actor, so that kind of hurt. But you know, fuck you, you piece of shit. At least I don't touch kid. Also, I just want to get this out of the way. Whoever simps or likes Valentino from you know, has been on tell. I just gotta say, he's in hell for a fucking reason. Like, yeah, he's a goofball, sure. But that goofball did some pretty fucked up things to be here. You know, he went to hell for a reason. Angel Dust is proof of that. Sorry for getting off topic. This was originally going to be just, you know, making a timeline video of Sonic XN's channel. But, you know, thinking about it now, I think it's just best if you guys do that yourselves. But now that you're here, I'm going to be forcing you guys to, you know, listen to another part of my life, right? But it's nothing bad. I just, you know, I got an Undertale AU. Hey, I said your favorite word. Undertale. Undertale Deltarune. Toby Fox. Jingle Jangle. Jingle. You want the world revolving? Seriously, why was that the song that blew up? Like, I would have expected, like, you know, anything else to gotten, you know, much more popularity than the fucking world revolving. Like a Big Shot cover. Hammer of Justice. Hell, even Black Knife. But enough about that. You have this, like, really shitty Undertale AU. Yeah, we all like slop, right? So for context about what I'm about to be talking about, right? This goes way back to when I was just a wee lad back in 2016 Undertale, you know. I was, you know, being a filthy monkey as usual. But then, you know, I got the idea of inserting myself as Sans. But, you know, I also inserted my older brother as Papyrus. You know. And, yeah, that was the only thing that I had going for that. You know, so then I think of, you know, new ways to, you know, nowadays, right? To, you know, to, like, make something fresh out of that very shitty idea. And wouldn't you know it, I did. So let's talk about the second version, right? AKA the final version. Let's talk more about the first version first, right? Timeline 1, we're going to call it. Now, this Undertale AU is called Undertale A New Run. Right? It's how I put this. The events are, for the genocide route, are in the SoundCloud playlist. You guys already have my SoundCloud, but I guess I should explain, you know, what's going on in that playlist, because it's mostly just sands, and more sands. Yeah. How did I go from talking about my friends to my Undertale AU? Subscribe to Nat. Anyway, back to Undertale A New Run. So, Timeline 1, right? It's basically just Undertale, but with 2 humans instead of 2 skeletons, right? You know, things go about, you normally, you know, you got pacifist, you got genocide, you know, blah, 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 fucking blop. Some very much inconsistencies there, right? So, that gets erased. You know, a few more timelines later, we got the second version. This time, you know, things are a bit more consistent. But not quite, you know? So let's get to the names of our Sans and Papyrus replacements. Papyrus is Abel. You know Abel? You remember him? Yeah, you like Abel? Abel, you know, from the Bible? We got Cain as well. That's the Sans replacement name. But yeah, in this version of events, right, not only do you fight able later, right? Like during Waterfall. But you also actually fight them. So yeah, you kill them. And since they're humans, right, they don't turn to dust. They just kind of, plop down and bleed out on the fucking floor. Yeah. Now, I just gotta really get really deep into this, right? So let's talk about what I think would happen with different determination experiments, right? We all know what happens with monsters when they have even just a tiny drop of determination. They either come back to life or become really powerful, but then start fucking melting. Right? I sound like that one kid that was petting Brian. Oh, nope, stop petting. I'm gonna bite. Stop. But, what happens if a human takes determination, right? Like the injection. Well, some things could happen, right? Take half of it, and yeah, you're basically pretty determined. You become more powerful, and you don't fucking perish. But if a person takes a full fucking liter of it, right? They do become really determined, but also have a day left to live. So our boy Kane, right, just does a little miniature injection. And, his original soul color was, it shifted from, blue, cyan to purple. But now it's half purple, half red. Right? So, you're fighting him, right? He tanks about 3 hits before you fucking cut him in half. But since, determination experiments are fucked up, right? Our boy Kane, turns the stone. And it doesn't really count as a kill. So you're stuck at level 19 and actually have to fight Asgore. And the timeline starts anew. And you know what? If you guys are interested, I will be talking about my Undertale EU for a third part of this shit. But until then, this could be the shortest version of this type of video. And what am I fucking talking about? Yeah. So like, subscribe. Please give me the 50. I beg you. That's all I ask for. I don't even need 100. I just need 50. Please. Let me have this. But yeah, let me plug in some channels to for you to subscribe to. Sonic XN77, Nat, Nevea the VA, and who else? Sync Tunes. We like Sync, right? He's pretty cool. If he ever listened to that drop and roll cover I made, I would like to apologize for how shitty that was. It was the most awful cover I've ever did. Mind you, it was completely original. Not really. What am I talking about? The original version of the song, without my shitty lyrics was so much better than whatever the fuck I did. Seriously, any other person could do with lyrics better than me. Like so many other people. And anyway, get a couple more channels down. I gotta write this stuff down. You like Frieza? You subscribe to Gamer Goku. He's pretty cool. Yeah, we like Gamer Goku at Stanley MOV. He's also cool. Subscribe to Toby Fox's main channel. If you can't stress this enough, subscribe to that fucker. Who else can I plug in? Right? 'Cause, there's a lot of different things I could say. And you can get like 4 more channels. That's about it. And my boy Black Luigi. Most of this will be in the description, by the way. Let's see. So 3 left. Who else has YouTube channels? There, my friends. I don't know, subscribe to Corey Kenshin. Get 2 left. Man, I'm sorry for taking so long. By the way, I'm not padding the video out by any means. Like I said, I don't really edit these types of videos that much, if at all. Fuck, it's hard to think of any channel. We got so many good channels to subscribe to. The Wizard in a Hat. Yeah, subscribe to him. He makes pretty entertaining content. And Vapor the Gamer. For no reason other than, because he's cool. And yeah, we can finally end this. Goddamn.